Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of my reaction to Distant Early Warning from Rush off of the album Grace Under Pressure. Just listen to that all the way through. Link is in the description below. That is part 1. We're just going to talk about this a little bit. And first things first is, after listening to Signals and reacting to that last week, I recall saying in one of those videos that it definitely felt like they're moving more towards the direction that I, remembered from this album. And to me, as ridiculous as this is going to sound, that's what Rush sounds like. Because that was my first exposure to Rush, pretty much first and only until, later I would hear some of the radio hits. You guys know the ones I'm talking about. But that was my first exposure to Rush. And so maybe that's why some of their older stuff kind of took a while for me to, for it to wear off on me, I guess. Which is really cool that I went back, started at the beginning and doing this, because now I'm seeing the full, evolution. But this sound it's perfect to me. It's so perfect. And, I was sitting there about halfway through the song, and Neil's just holding down this beat, and I'm sitting there going, wow, not a lot's really going on with the drums here. And, the bass was just kind of holding down a groove, and Alex is going nuts. He's got these big chords going on. Then in the background, there's these notes he's doing with these beautiful effects, a really cool sound, chorusy type sound going on. And I'm like, man, the rest of the rhythm section here is pretty subdued and pretty chill. Well, then you get, past the guitar solo and the middle / end of the song, drums are going crazy. And I'm like, holy, that's what I get for going, oh, it's a little simple. I wasn't thinking it in a negative way. I'm like, man, that's just a cool groove. Leaves all this room for Alex, and Geddy's singing so good, such good vocal melodies, and pushing that mid and higher range, and it's beautiful. This is like the Rush that I love. And now after, so hearing this after listening to Signals, it's like, oh, there's the next step in the evolution. There's that sound, but it's even more refined, and it's even more, concentrated in a way. It's like an even more condensed version of that sound, if that makes sense. Like the next level up. And it's, to me, as much as I absolutely loved the last album, this is another step even higher. And that's just been consistent for me with Rush. As much as they have all these fantastic classics, it seems like every album, and it's not to take away or detract from any previous albums, but it's like they really just are getting better and better and better, in my opinion. And so I know that there's people who are like, oh, I grew up with these albums and stuff, and some of the older albums, and so it's the sound that you love. Like I said, for me, for this being my first exposure to Rush back when I was, 13, 14, however old, to see it come back to this, for me, is like, okay, this is just this has been the perfect evolution of a band. And not only that, so their sound changes, but it really, I'm going to say it doesn't, which is ridiculous because it sounds totally different. You're getting these 4 or 5 minute long songs as opposed to 7, 10, 20 minute long songs and whatever. So it's totally different, but you break it down and you listen and you're going, okay, Geddy Lee still plays bass like Geddy Lee, and Neil's playing drums like Neil, and Alex is doing what Alex does. And it's absolutely just, it's perfection, you guys. I love that song. And the chorus on that song when it comes in, it's such a beautiful melody. I love it. And all the layering and stuff, like, wow, just production upon production. And it's so, again, redundant to keep being like, of course, they're such a huge band. Their production's going to be great. But it's so fun to listen to. It's an absolute masterclass in everything related to music. From the playing and the songwriting to the mixing and production. Like, it's not overmastered. It's not too loud. It's not too compressed. It's so good. Anyway, you guys, great song. Absolute banger. And you know what? I vaguely remember that song, but it's so cool to go back and listen. Like I said, listening to this album, just kind of in sequence, one track after the other, is going to be really good because I've never done it. And so it's cool because people even who love bands, a lot of times they won't listen to every single one of their songs. So for me to go, I'm going to pick this band, I'm going to listen to every single one of their tracks no matter what. It's cool. It's quite the experience. And it's a lot of fun, and I'm learning a lot just from listening. And to me, that totally makes all of this worth it. Anyway, not much more to say, so I'm going to pretty much wrap it up, you guys, but I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this album and this track in particular. Let me know if you enjoy it. Let me know if you like the direction that Rush has gone in their new sound. Because I love it. Anyway, you guys, I hope to be seeing you in future videos. Thanks for stopping by for this.